Welcome all. We will be starting with section 4, which is titled Basic Scripting. To summarize, in the last 3 sections, we had covered topics like Introduction to Performance Testing, jMeter Introduction, Architecture, Installation, Configuration, Overview, Test Plan Creation, Sample Application Overview, Recording and Running the Script, Parameterization and Correlation Concepts. In section 4, we will be covering 4 topics, and those are Topic 1, Assertions, Topic 2, Importance of Thread Group in jMeter, Topic 3, New Features in 3.0 Overview of UI, and Topic 4, Transaction Controllers. Let us start with Topic 1, Assertions. Assertions help to verify that your server under test returns the expected results or not. jMeter assertions are deniably valuable, providing the criteria you set to determine whether a test case is passed or not. You can use them to run against a sample and its subsamples to ensure returned values match expected results, and you can also apply them to jMeter variables. There are different types of assertions in jMeter like bean shell assertion, response assertion, duration and size assertion, etc. Some assertions like the response assertion or the size assertion can also be used against a jMeter variable. Code-based assertions such as bean shell or BSF don't have the GUI element that identifies its scope. This means you must manually implement all assertion logic including the scope. The most commonly used assertion is the response assertion, which checks whether a response, text, body, code, message or header contains or matches a specified pattern. I will now add this element into the request number 307, which is jobs page. You remember we had correlated this request and changed the variable name here to get the jobs page in the response. Now I will just add the response assertion element as the child of this request. The response assertion always has to be added as a child of the request which is to be checked. So I right click on the request, I go to add, I go to assertions, and I will click on the option called response assertion. By default, the apply to option is set to main sample only, and we will keep it as it is because we are only concerned with the main sample to be checked. Then the next field is the response fields to test. By default, text response is checked and we will keep it as it is because that is used for the response that is displayed in a browser. The next option here is document text. This can include PDF, Office, audio and video formats. Be careful before using this because this can be memory intensive for high loads. The next option here is URL sampled, which means it will use against a requested URL to ensure it matches expectations. For example, you may want to check the redirect URL doesn't contain an error somewhere in the path. Next option is the response code. This checks to ensure the response code as expected. Next option is the response message. This verifies that the response message appears as expected. The next option is the response headers, which will be used against the headers to see if a specific HTTP header is present or absent. The last option here is to ignore status. jMeter out of the box considers all 4xx and 5xx responses as failures. If your test case is negative and for example a 404 error is expected, you will check this box to suppress it. Then there are different pattern matching rules in this element, which is used for assertions. By default, it is kept to equals, and I will change it to contains because I want the string to be checked is present in the response data, which means it contains in the response data. I will now show you a demo of applying response assertion in the jobs request. I will now go to my browser. This is my jobs page. Here I will find a unique test which will be specific to this page so that I can use it for response assertion. The string seen here, faculties/trainers/SMEs for video tutorials, looks unique and specific to this page. So I am going to insert the string into the patterns to test section of the response assertion. I will go to the script window. I will first run the script to get the pattern string in the response data. I will go to the jobs link, and in the response data I will search for the string faculties, which we had seen in the browser. So I will now copy this string, the entire string faculties, trainers, SMEs for video tutorials, and I will paste it in the response assertion element in the patterns to test section. I will click on add. Inside the field I will enter the string. Now I am going to run the script again to see if my assertion is getting passed successfully. I have ran the script now, and as seen, the script, the call 307 jobs is showing green check, which means assertion has passed successfully. Now I will change this pattern to something else which will certainly fail the assertion. For example, I will enter here string rockstar, which is definitely not present in my response data. And I will again run this script, and as you can see, the call 307 is showing red, which means it is failed. And there is a sub-request called response assertion which clearly mentions the error test failed, test expected to contain rockstar, which is the string I have given in the response assertion field. Now I will again change it to, I will revert it back, and I will again change it to my actual string, which is faculties. Now I will again copy this string and I will again paste it into response assertion. Now I will again run this script. I will just clear the logs first, and I am going to run this script now. As you can see, the call 307 has passed successfully, and we can find the string here as well. So we have successfully configured and implemented response assertion in this call 307. Similarly, you can use this assertion element in other requests as well. The disadvantage of using assertions is that all assertions come with a cost in terms of CPU or memory consumption. However, some assertions carry a greater cost than others. According to the jMeter performance tuning tips and guide, response assertion and duration assertion are typically lower impact choices, whereas compare assertion and other XML-based ones consume more CPU and memory. So the best practice is to use this response assertion only on the main request instead of applying it to each and every request. So now we have learned how to insert text checks in our request using response assertions.